Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Basham Abshai, Bahashem Rakak Badash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations unto all my fellow laborers, the Akim, that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, more so now than ever. To the hopeful elect, to my fellow laborers, to the confusion of faith brothers joined unto our ranks, to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to the sincere believers, Shalom. It's your brother Malcolm from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson, continuation of precept upon precept, Bible precept upon precept. And we were reading out of the book of Baruch, so we're just going to continue, and I'm at verse 8. All right, and it says, "Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you." All right, and we completely forgot who we were, which was fulfilling scripture, which is one of the ways you're able to tell who the Israelites are, because one of the curses was that they will forget who they were, and that would be one of the signs that will be upon them. All right, and there's only one group of people, who have been renamed outside of the names that they were. Well, I take that back. All the nations were covered with the veil. Esau covered up the nations and all the names and who they are. But through the power of Yahweh Basham Awashai, we've lifted that veil. That's actually scripture. You know what? That will actually be my first scripture. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 25:7, and it reads, "And I will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations." All right, so there was a veil spread over all the nations. All right, and what nation responsible for that was Esau, Edom. No, in Genesis, the 10th chapter, all the nations, the billions of people that are on earth, all come from those 18 nations that are written in Genesis, the 10th chapter. But yet, none of the nations are called by their accurate names. All right, in Israel, the Lord's chosen people would discontinue from their heritage and their name and be called by other names, and another people in the last days would subscribe the name of Israel to themselves. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28:45, and it reads, "Moreover, all these curses shall be upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever." All right. So that people who doesn't know their nationality, their race, that would be the Israelites, who are called Negro or Black, Latino, Hispanic, Native, Savage, Niggers, Spicks, Tree Niggers, Frontier Niggers. All these names were prescribed to the Israelites. All right, they weren't called by that name. It also says in Baruch 2:30, it says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." So the Israelites wouldn't wake up and remember themselves until the end of days. And they're going to wake up to someone else claiming to have been them all along. And that is what's going on in the world right now. Because there's a worldwide awakening of the Israelites. Back to Baruch. Verse 9, and it says, "For when he saw the wrath of power coming upon you, and she hearkened unto you to dwell about Zion, power hath brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivities of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them." All right. So the Lord saw it, man. You know, and there'll be Jeremiah 50 and 33. I won't read that one because we read that in the last in the last lesson on this chapter. But that basically is telling you how the northern and southern kingdom went into captivity together. And going into Africa wasn't captivity. So that's how you know that that's not talking about Africa for those BOIs out there, those black only Israelites, foolish people, man. All right, the Israelites fled into Africa, fleeing captivity. All right, that's how they got into Africa, fleeing captivity. Okay. Then of course, let's get Jeremiah 14 and 2. Because Israel fell and then they went into mourning. All right? This is Jeremiah 14 and 2, and it says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish, meaning they had no leadership. All right? They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. All right? They are black unto the ground. They gave you a physical description of them. And that word there, black, for black means dark skin, because no one's skin is black. All right? People comes in different shades of brown, from dark chocolate brown to a light caramel, almost yellow brown. All right? Yellow is a derivative of brown, like what they erroneously call some of the Asian people, so-called Asian people, which is Ammon and Moab. Yellow is a shade of brown. Yellow is a derivative of brown. It's a better word. Back into Baruch. I'm gonna read down. I'm just gonna start again at verse 11 and read down to 13, and we'll end the lesson there. And it reads, with joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. See? Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children I am left desolate, because they departed from the law of power. All right? And we weren't supposed to depart from the law of power. That's why Jerusalem was left desolate, man. The mother, which is the true motherland, not Africa, because all life started in Israel. That's where life started. You notice Africa is just below Israel. You could walk from Israel to Africa. But this is Joshua 1 and 18. It says 1 and 8, Salakia. This is the book of the law. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So the only true success to keep the water clean, like you're looking on the screen. I don't even know if this place on the screen is real, man. It almost looks like a computer generated image. There aren't many places left that's clean in the earth, even in the islands, man. They've all been polluted. Okay? All right, but the earth will be a paradise again. And like I said, I want to walk out from my bedroom and wade into waters like that and rinse myself in warm waters, man, with my wives and my children, turn around and look in the other direction and look off into the heavens and the stars, man, see the different planets. All right, because it's going to be so many Israelites that we are going to go into the scripture clearly says, for in my Father's house there are many, in my Father's kingdom there are many houses, roughly paraphrase. All right, so there's going to be so many Israelites, we're going to be forced to go into the heavens, man, to the other planets that actually look like this, that are clean, and untouched. This is why Esau wants to space travel so badly and wants his birthright back. But the truth of the matter is the birthright was never his. All right? It was already prophesied that it would go to Jacob. So the events that took place that in Deuteronomy and in Salakia, in Genesis, that and how Jacob ended up supplanting and getting the birthright, it was already written that it would be so. Not to mention that Esau sold it to him. Because you know, it's funny how they teach in the Christian churches that Jacob stole the birthright. No, how you gonna steal something that was already given to you? All right, that's like you selling a car to someone, and then later on trying to reclaim the car, but the car isn't yours anymore. That's basically what Esau tried to do. He was the real thief. All right, because when it came around to get the blessing, he tried to claim a birthright that no longer belonged to him and didn't tell his father about it. So who was the real liar, the real criminal here? As he is today. Okay, this is Baruch 13. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in his ways of his commandments, nor trod in his parts of discipline and righteousness. All right. Verse 14, let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. All right. So this is how we were discontinued from our heritage, but yet we were to be remembered. And now we're living in that time. And this is a great, great time to be alive. Jeremiah 17 and 4. Let's go back to Jeremiah. This is a strong prophecy in scripture because this had to happen. And it reads, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger that shall burn forever, which meant a long time. All right. So Israel got cut off from their heritage and got scattered by slavery into many lands and forgot who they were and have been labeled other names, the real Israelites, who were destined to wake up to their nationality in the end of days. That's the valley of the dry bones, which is America. Because this, what Esau is erroneously and falsely referring to this black Hebrew Israelites, even though you got Latinos and Native Americans that are clearly a part of this and the confusion of faith. All right, they're trying to control the narrative with their false racial construct that they created. Okay, which most of you people are still foolishly clinging unto to this day. You're clinging on to this false racial construct which was created by the so-called white man. All right. This is Hosea 4 and 6, last scripture. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. So we got forgotten. We got left, you know, to the wind, to the elements, to the Edomites. But now the Lord has redeemed us, or is in the process of redeeming us. Let me correct myself. The fact that we know who we are is proof and evidence of that. Okay? And no one can take that away from us. And this is why they're so angry and they have so much hate toward us, is because of who we are. Because it's our time, man. This is a wonderful time to be alive, man. You're watching mysteries that have been hidden for thousands of years, man. All right, come to pass. You're watching Kwam Yasharala. You're watching the raising of Israel and the downfall of Esau Edom. With that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashanah Shai and Abad Babal.